I come from a very modest background, a very, very humble place. I became a public servant. I joined the Air Force at 17. I grew up in an education system which is very one-size-fits-all. I was never particularly strong at the academic subjects, and I imagine that there are people in this room that feel the same way. The Liberal Democrats, I only realised I was a Liberal Democrat in 2019, and I suspect that there are thousands of other people out there who also don't realise they are Liberal Democrats. We stand for fairness. We don't exist on the economic spectrum in the same way that Labour and the Conservatives do. We are about fairness. We are on the spectrum of liberalism and authoritarianism. We're obviously on the liberal end of that. So what we stand for is fairness, and that's why our manifesto is called A Fair Deal. It's about making sure that people can see their GPs. It's about making sure that we do protect the environment, and it's about making sure that people that go through our education system are prepared to find work in our future society. I know that you're not from Tewkesbury. I know you're from Springbank and from Cheltenham, and we have an electoral system which alienates people from that process, and I really dislike it. So it's a personal mission of mine and of the Liberal Democrats to change our electoral system. But I would like you to know that I am also quite local to Springbank. In fact, back in 2016, I was scoring some goals on the AstroTurf pitches that you've got around the corner there. I'm friends with your local councillors, one of whom is a woman, and I am every bit as much invested in Springbank and our Cheltenham wards as I am in our Gloucester wards and those in Tewkesbury Borough. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
So, my name's Kate Koga. I'm the political candidate, the parliamentary candidate for the Green Party. I've lived in the area for over 30 years and I'm an elected town, borough and county councillor. I was the first Green on the borough of Tewkesbury and also the first Green for the area of Tewkesbury on the county. We have 7 county councillors and only one of them is a woman, and that's me. So I think we need more women in politics. And looking around here, I would say that today as well. The Green Party is a party of social and environmental justice, and we support the radical transition of society in order to benefit everybody and the planet as well. The climate crisis is the defining issue of our time. If we don't address it immediately, there is no future for anybody. I got into politics. I've always been very green, have a very green lifestyle, and it's very holistic. Everything is connected. You'll hear from other parties about, over here, this is the green box, but actually it's all connected, whether it's NHS, whether it's transport, whether it's education. All these things are absolutely linked. So I have a passion for nature. I'm also a musician. I've got an arts background and I'm a trustee of the local theatre. And a big emphasis for me is public transport, particularly for younger people, because not everybody wants to own a car and we shouldn't have to. We have brilliant systems in other places around the world and I'd like to see a lot more of them here. Obviously, Greens are also very interested in saving the NHS. We believe in free healthcare, doctors and dentists that are available for everybody. We would like to see more affordable homes in the right places. We're very concerned about sewage and river pollution, and we would like fair paid jobs for you, for your future.
Thank you very much, Kate.
The name All Saints takes me back many years because when I lived in Bolton, which is where I'm originally from, I was a governor and then chairman of governors of a school called All Saints, so it brings back very, very many happy memories, and that really taught me. Of course, I went to many state schools myself, but it taught me the real value of education, seeing it from the other side. So I'm very, very pleased to be here at the Hustings in a school. I'm Lawrence Robertson. I've been the Member of Parliament for the Tewkesbury constituency for 27 years. 14 of those years, the last 14, have been spent supporting the government. The previous 13 years were spent in opposition. But whether you're in government or in opposition, there is a very real and a very important job to do on behalf of your constituents, regardless of how they vote. You are there to represent all of them, and that's what I've tried to do, and that's what I will seek to do if I'm fortunate enough to be re-elected. Springbank, of course, probably sees itself, and I'm sure it sees itself as Cheltenham, But it's actually none of our fault that there's been a move. The Boundary Commission, the Independent Boundary Commission, looked at the seats and they tried to more or less equalise the population of each seat. So that's why there's been some change. Springbank and also Elmbridge come into the Tewkesbury constituency, and places like Churchdown and Brockworth actually leave it. So that's where we are. One of the issues, very, very briefly, I've only got a few seconds left. I think the economy, I think the NHS, I think the environment in its wider sense, I think immigration is an issue, and I think local infrastructure. Now, there are many, many other issues as well, of course, and maybe we'll get on to some of those. Those are some of the issues that I've been working on. Those are the issues that I'm going to be focusing on as we go forward. So hope that gives you a very, very brief snapshot of me, of the sort of things I'm thinking about, the sort of work I'm doing. Again, thank you for inviting me here today. Absolute privilege to be here. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Animon, your Labour Party parliamentary candidate for Tewkesbury. It's a real privilege to be your Labour candidate. As part of Labour's first step to deliver economic stability, we will introduce a youth guarantee that will mean opportunities for training, apprenticeships and work for all young people 18 to 21, to prevent young people from becoming excluded from the world of work. We will cut NHS waiting times with 40,000 more appointments every week and 8,500 additional mental health staff. We will tackle and prevent the flooding crisis and ensure we have suitable new homes in the right locations. We are committed to tackling the cost of living by freezing energy bills, raising the minimum wage, and providing more affordable housing. Labour plans to invest in youth services, ensuring young people have access to the support and opportunities they need to thrive. If you elect me on July 4th, I will move here. This will be my home. It is clear that young people are ready for positive change, and it is our job to support you in your future. As your Labour MP, I will be there on your side, doing the very best that I can to get all the resources you need and deserve. I look forward to meeting you all soon. In solidarity, Demola.
The Apostle Paul once said, test the spirits, by which he meant use your discernment, check things out. Actually, in the context he was speaking about, if people claim to have had a message or a dream or a vision from God, then do check them out. You don't have to believe them. I was driving along the motorway about a year ago, and God spoke to me. He said, so David, how big is your dream? Or how big would you like it to be? And I said, Lord, what sort of big have you got in mind? And something like a sheet of paper appeared in front of my windscreen, and it unfolded like a map, and there were pictures of buildings on it. And God said to me, what do you see? I said, I see a Christian university, and it is here in this part of this country. You can make of that what you will, but Christian People's Alliance, it's our God, it's the Christian God, and a lot of the candidates who are standing are just in favour of returning to traditional family values and the like, and that's wonderful. I can't say they're all visionaries. I am. I see God standing at the edge of the nation's institutions, all of them, to do with government, entertainment, journalism, education, further education. And he's waiting there and seeing if any of us will practice what it says in Proverbs, in all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. And if you think that government, amongst all the other institutions, is lacking direction and purpose, well, perhaps it's that we don't involve God in the discussion. So that is really kind of why I'm standing and what I want to do.